Um, all right, let's just start off with a few quick updates. Let's see here. There's a few things coming up. Next week's a pretty intense week of recitals. We have one on Monday, 8 p.m. US time, 10 a.m. for you guys in Australia. That's like a YouTube live kind of thing. We're going to have a couple more during the week, two or three more. I think we'll have three more during the week. So stay tuned. Those are not in the events calendar yet. They'll be up very soon. And then next Saturday, I was scheduled to do our CCG recital this Saturday, but I couldn't quite manage to edit all the videos yet. And it's actually allowed So it's allowed a bit more time for others to submit videos. So um, if you want to submit a video too, I could probably do one more. So you know, uh, if anyone here hasn't done that, you're welcome. You're welcome to do that. You go to the notice board to see more about that. Notice board. It's probably too late to sign up for a recital, but you can submit a short video here. Who have we got here? We got that's a new one there. We got Emma there. We got Larry there. So Deb, Melanie, and Isabel. If you want to, you're welcome. If you want to wait until next December would be the next one, the next period, recital period. We got one, two, three, four, eight. That's pretty good, and I'll do one. I'll do a video as well. So that'll be pretty good. But yeah, if there's one more, I think we can do one more. We can manage one more. But yeah, the recitals are coming along, which has been really great. We've had two so far, and it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed both with Kiem play, who's from Denmark. Well, he's from Vietnam originally, but he lives in Denmark, and he played a recital of his music. You can see that if you go on the side here, members work, go to member recitals, and you'll see Kiem's part one, part two there. And we're going to, David was the other one who gave a recital. I'll put his video up soon. And they both, man, yeah, both very good playing, very high level composing and playing and everything. So I think that's it for updates. Don't forget to, stick to your pathways, stick to your, method book materials, whatever you're working on, routine, whatever you're working on, just keep it up. For this method book, where we left off last were those exercises. I don't think we haven't moved on from those finger independence exercises, so we can pick it up from where we left off. But does anyone have any questions or anything like that? Questions, comments, thoughts? No?
Don't
Dan-
think so.
Yes?
Uh,
No? No?
I was
Em-
going to say,
Larry?
Daniel, I've been using those 2 pages as warm up for the
Yeah,
last couple
yeah,
of
great
weeks,
idea. Great idea. Yeah.
and still a bit of a challenge, particularly that number 10, 9 and 10, uh, just getting the fluid in the movements. But it's been good. I think there's some improvement from doing that, so that's been helpful. So I'll continue that for a while, I think, because it's a nice little warm up. I was using other finger independence one, but it's quite, even though it looks simple, you're only staying in the first position basically. I found that really good.
Yeah. Great. Good. Thanks, Larry. Emma, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was just wondering, it's kind of my first time. I was wondering how does the CCG recital that's going to be on this Saturday, like how does it work? How do you like join it, watch it
Yeah, yeah. Good.
live?
Yeah, good question. So, Let me see. I should put these somewhere as well. Actually, remember concerts. We've done a few of these already. I think we've done 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've made a playlist of these. Let me check. I can send you guys all a link to one of the previous ones so you get an idea of what it's like. Let me see if I've got a guest workshop. Oh, I need to make a playlist of these. I haven't done that. That's a good reminder. Thank you for reminding me. I should make a playlist of these because they're going to be, we're going to keep on having more and more and build up a bit of a backlog of them, which would be nice. So here's one. I'll send this link in the chat. Here you go. And just to give you a little idea, where's the sound? No sound. I'm not hearing sound. Oh, that's why.
Pieces in this program.
Okay, so I do a little. Sometimes I'll do a little introduction, and then we just have the videos kind of one at a time. Like I'm just flicking through, right, to show you each person, right, like that. I try to balance the, the sound as much as possible, and there's Larry there, and then myself there. So that's basically what it's like. It's just each video stitched together. It kind of flows from one to the next. I usually put the program in there. So yeah, to give you a bit of an idea.
So will it be like released on YouTube? Like I thought there was something where you could watch it like live.
Yeah. So it's going to be a YouTube premiere. So it will be kind of like the experience of a live video, where it will be released at a set time, 2 p.m. next Saturday. So we'll all hop on at that time. Whoever can hop onto the link at that time, and the video will play, and then we can chat. Like in the comments, we can do a live chat. So it's kind of like a live YouTube, but it's not really live. It's pre-recorded, but it's broadcast. It's called a premiere. So okay, is that
Yeah, where will we find the link to that?
Yeah, I have to create the video first and upload
okay.
it. So sometime next week that will that'll be done, and up in CCG. You'll see the link in CCG. Yeah, so
Daniel, I'm just wondering if you get time, perhaps after the video is released, for some feedback, things you notice, particularly if there's areas for improvement in mine, for example. Is that possible?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, sometimes, you don't see things that other people see.
Yeah.
Or hear, for that matter as well. So
yeah.
I thought for a while that piece I chose might have been a bit too far, but I had to put a substantial amount of work into it, and still it wasn't perfect. But anyway, I'll be interested to see what feedback you can give us or suggestions for improvement. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure, definitely. No worries. Cool. Okay, so what's happening here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I just do there? Uh-oh. Hang on a second. There they are. There's 8 here. Okay, that's all good. Okay. Cool. So yeah, so those are the main updates. And August has flown by. We've still got another week of August, one more week of August. So it's going to be a pretty jam-packed week, and then we'll start to get back into our like regular routines, especially for the other classes. But please, yeah, please remember the pathways are there. You know, CCG is 24/7. You know, you can hop on the app anytime and hopefully learn something something useful, something practical, and not only that, but you know, try to like progress through a particular topic or subject or field. You know, whether it's like performing or harmony or composing. So, but there's lots. You know, I know that even just with this method book, there's a lot to cover. Something I would suggest, again, I feel like it's always important, or an important reminder, is I think, you know, try and maybe create a little routine for yourself out of what we've covered so far. Keep it going. You know, what we obtain, we should maintain, right? So go back to the rhythms, maybe, you know, pick out a few of those, use the metronome, such basic things, you know, but it's so helpful to work on our rhythm. We're playing single lines, we're working on rhythm, we're using a metronome. We can really refine our rhythm, our sound, our phrasing, our timing, all that. So, you know, choose a few of those, and then you can choose a few of these exercises here, especially these ones here, the diatonic and chromatic scale in the first position. Right, that's starting to form a very good routine already. Rhythms and then the scales there. Then you can hop across to these arpeggios, right? And then now you're getting a good right hand workout there. So rhythms. What was the other one? Already forgotten. Oh, the scales. Rhythms, scales, and arpeggios. Good warm up. You could have a go through this lesson here, and then go through the keys. C major, and the one piece we focus on for each one. C major, G major, D major. There's a G major one and the D major one. And then now we're at the independence exercises. It shouldn't take too long to do the older stuff. You don't want to spend too long on that. Just touch on it. And the newer stuff, you know, that's where you want to spend a bit more focus on. Yeah. So does that kind of make sense? Yeah. It's form a bit of a routine. Is there anything I can do to help with that? Like listing it, or page this, page that, spend 5 minutes on this, 5 minutes on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be helpful.
Think it would be helpful?
Time suggestions, yeah.
Cool. Yep, can do. Maybe I could even record. Maybe I could do sometimes I do these live streams where I'll do like technical workouts and things like that. Maybe I could incorporate that into one of those live streams. Just play through a few rhythms, play through those scales, play through the arpeggios. Just do a sample, a sample routine. Okay, so cool. So we left off here with these exercises, these independence exercises, yeah? So maybe we can take a look at some of these today, and then start on just a recap of that, and then we can start on the next section. Okay, so we already are introduced to a new concept. These are like second course here. So we're talking about effects, harmonics here. We're talking about slurs. Sometimes they're called ligados in Spanish. Slides. And then we get some little pieces that that incorporate both of those things, and then we start to go back into the keys again. Okay. So let's have a quick go through some of these. I'd love to see everyone just a little bit. Now, I don't know what do you, Isabel and Melanie, what are you doing with these? This is quite guitar specific, so
Yeah, we've been doing it on piano. You typically do it in one hand because that's a really big jump, but we've been doing it. I mean, you would do it in two hands because it's a big jump. So we've been doing it with one hand, and that's to do it at 16th notes is, I mean, it's hard. I can do it slower. I've been doing mainly the first, I believe, the first line, just because it's just trying to do that, get it. It's really hard to hit it accurately that fast.
nice, nice. And then you got the pink. You'd be playing the G, I'd imagine, if you're doing it with your right hand with the pinky,
Yep.
right? And that's a good the weak finger to like constantly be hopping to that weak finger would be a good
Uh-huh.
exercise, I'd imagine. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Okay, cool. And if you did it a bit staccato, I can imagine that being a really almost virtuosic sounding thing. You know, I can't even do it on the guitar because on the guitar it's such a different thing. We don't have to hop around. It's just you hold your hand down. Yeah. Right. So okay, but I'd love to see that. I'd love to see. Can we hear it now? Can we do that first?
Yeah, let me try the mic. We got the other microphone, and let me see if it sounds better. Let's see.
Cool.
Okay. Can you guys hear that?
Do it again.
Oh, hold on. I don't have the.
Yeah. Original sound. I think it'll sound good.
Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see.
Let's have a listen.
Can you hear?
Oh yes, crystal clear. That's beautiful. Right, let's get, yeah, there we go.
What? No, let's take it here.
Yeah, nice job, great job. Awesome. That's like very unconventional technical exercise for the piano, I'd imagine, but that's yeah, that's a good skill I think to work on. It's sort of like the equivalent of shifting, for us on the guitar. Like if I had to do it like this, yeah, that kind of thing. It's very challenging, but very good for our technical development. So nice, awesome. Thanks, Isabel. What about Melanie? Do you play more the piano or the violin or?
I've been playing piano for a lot longer, but yeah, I was doing them too.
All right. So did you also practice it like that too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we hear you do it as well, please?
hard to remember if you
That's
can't see
fine. That
very well.
sounds great. Oh, very nice, Jar. Very nice. Beautiful. I noticed you use more sustain pedal, I think. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't think she was using the pedal at all.
Different, it has a different effect that way. I like it. I like it. Both ways. I like both ways. I think you can do it with the sustained kind of articulation or the staccato. Both, I think both would be good to practice. Now, I'm curious if, is there any guitar, sorry, is there any piano music where you would need to do something like that?
Not probably not over and over again like that, but like those big. Well, actually, yeah. There's a piece by Vivaldi where you have to do that. Yeah, there is.
Right. Yes. So not, oh, not, yeah, maybe in small bursts, but not for an extended period of time. Like, but that,
Yeah,
that's technical exercises often do that, right? They take a challenging technique and you kind of repeat it, again and again. So I think, yeah, nice, nice. And then you could do that with your left hand too, right? Practice your
yeah.
left hand, and that's going to be challenging too because then the pinky will be playing the melody and jumping, right? So you're really working on those outer, the pinkies like that. Very good.
Yeah, I think that's probably really a pretty common thing to do with the bass line. To be having to go back and forth like that is actually pretty common in the
Right.
bass line.
Yeah, yeah. Great, great, good. And then you've got the issue of balance, like the guitar, to make the line, the melody line, the moving line, to project that a bit more and to sing that a bit more, to sing it out a bit more, is also, I'd imagine, very challenging when you're jumping around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome, awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Would someone else like to share one of these exercises next?
I can. They've been causing me a little bit of trouble. I'm only on the second one. Because I keep my finger is hitting when you have to play the open D. I like can't get it
Yeah.
to sound out. My other finger is like touching the string.
Yeah. Good. Good. That's a good little adjustment we can try and. But do you want to give it a go, and then we'll see if we can help with that.
Is the sound okay?
Yep. Sounds good. Oh, sounding good. Great job. Very fluent. Beautiful technique. Very nice. It's a very slight issue you're having with hitting the D. It doesn't seem. It seems only partial, like you're partially hitting the D with your finger. So what? It's very common. It's very common for this to happen. So it's a result of a slightly flattened finger. So you really have to make your fingers very curled like that in order to avoid this happening. And the way to do that has a lot to do with your thumb position. So your thumb, maybe you can bring your thumb a little bit more this way on this side of the fretboard, and that should. Right, see how I'm getting that curl in the third finger, because if I put my thumb in the middle of the fretboard, my finger straightens out a bit, and then I get that same issue. Right, and if I try to curl the finger, it's a bit uncomfortable. You see my wrist is starting to bend quite a bit, right? And then there's a lot of tension in this finger because I'm trying to bend it. I'm trying to force it to bend. There's a bend in my wrist. But if I do that, suddenly that relaxes. This is relaxed now as well. And now there's clearance for that D. So do you want to see, does that help, Emma, if you nudge your thumb? Yeah, and your hand, yeah, everything. Your thumb will bring your hand, your palm a little bit closer. Obviously, you don't want it like to collapse in, cave in the other way. But yeah, that looks pretty good. Keep it nice and relaxed. Try to keep your fingers near the fret as well, placed right behind the frets. Yeah, even like right, like not even a millimeter. You guys know what a millimeter is in America? Yeah, it's like very, very, yeah. very slight, just like barely any distance behind the fret. Yeah, that's good. And then yeah, see if that does that help. You want to just play the C and the D maybe, or that just like that? Yeah, it's fine.
I think I'm still hitting it just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah. That looks better. You can see that your third finger is a bit taller now, and your wrist is straight, and your thumb is just popping out, over the side of the neck there, which is good. That's a good. That's good. Yeah, great. And this is where using a mirror can be really helpful. If you use a mirror and observe to help you observe that kind of thing, and it's really foundational to our technique just in general, right? I'm sure all of us here will this this will be something for all of us to work on a little bit, right? That bending the wrist and bringing the thumb up, so that's good. But otherwise, it's sounding and looking really good. Good job, Emma. Mm,
Thank you.
thanks for
I
sharing
also
that.
found I like Asturias seems to be a good one to practice with like finger independence because there's this pinky that stays down in a very similar way. Um,
Asturias, did you say?
yeah.
Is that where is that from? Where are you getting that one from?
I know how to play it on the piano, so I kind of
Uh,
like transferred it a little bit.
okay.
I
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
you played it in your like the Spanish concert you
Yeah, Yeah, I
did.
did. I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, you're doing it in the original key, G minor. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it is a very similar kind of thing. It's really foundational to guitar playing, that kind of, alternating between a melody in the bass and then a repeating pedal note on top is very common. Yeah, Asturias probably the most well-known example of that. I'm trying to think of other. I can't think off the top of my head of other ones, but I'm sure they're out there. Probably some of the pieces that we've played, use that kind of technique a little bit. So it's really good. Very good. All right. How about Deb or Larry next? Would like to? Someone like to volunteer?
Are you able to put the music up, Daniel?
Deb, yeah, sure thing, Deb. Yep. Here we go. Which one do you want to?
I don't know. I haven't done any of them, so
Okay, that's all right. How about you want to try number one? Before
yeah.
you start, I would encourage you to try and chunk a little bit, please. So if you can get 3, 2, 4 down, and just keep them down, except when you play the open D there. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if we could, Deb, I can't quite see your left hand. Are you able to just
Okay, so
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's
is
better.
that all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, great job. It's sounding good, Deb. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, great job, Deb.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
So, yeah, another thing that I think could be challenging, it's called finger independence of both hands, I think it says what it says, right?
Yep. Yep.
So for the left hand, it's also about, keeping that fourth finger down and kind of moving the other ones. That's
Mm.
that's a great little exercise right there. That's sometimes called a fixed finger exercise. fixed finger. I don't know if you. I know on the piano that there are fixed finger exercises. Have you done those before on the piano, guys?
I've done some of those before.
Yeah.
They're pretty difficult.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, on the guitar, similar kind of concept. You got one finger that's, planted down, and then the other fingers are moving. Or sometimes you might have the other way around. You might have like lots of fingers down and one finger moving like this, right? That's called a fixed finger exercise I'm doing there. And it's very difficult. If you try something like this for the first time, it feels like you have like your fingers have a mind of their own, right? That's what it feels like the first time. And eventually you develop a connection but with each individual finger, and you can control each individual finger. So that's for the left hand. And the right hand's a similar kind of thing, because we're using the thumb and the middle finger. So we're trying to develop. With the right hand, it's probably a bit more about the thumb jumping around, hopping around different strings, and then also the balance. So great, Deb. Thank you. And Larry. Normally, who goes first is now last.
The first shall be last.
The
and
first
last
shall be last. I was just thinking that. Okay, which one did you want to have a go through?
Oh, well, we'll do a bit number 2 just for a bit of variety.
Number 2 sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Great job. Great job. Very confidently played. Yeah. One of the things we might want to aim to do with this kind of texture, and it's not specifically notated. I don't know if we spoke about this last time or not, but I think the aim is that it's almost like when we heard it on the piano with the sustain pedal, and the notes kind of like blend over each other a little bit. Well, this one's a bit different, isn't it? Can we hear if we could try and get that a little bit more, Larry?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That's a bit better. Good job. So it's probably still to do with the left hand, I guess, and holding fingers down. But another thing to do with the left hand is slight. If we can your wrist is bending a little bit. It's not too bad, but I think if you straighten it, I think it will be easier to maintain I get the sense that it's like a little bit difficult to maintain that position for so long. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So I think if you bring the wrist in a little bit, bring the thumb up like we were talking about with, was it Emma? I think talking about bringing the wrist, a bit straighter. I think that will give you a bit more endurance and strength, a stronger position. And then also, I notice your fingers do move. Your left hand fingers do move. Making pretty large movements. So maybe if you can reduce the movements as well. So, you want to try that?
Yeah. What I find is unless I memorize it, I can't concentrate on minimizing the movement. That's the challenge I've been finding is I'm aware of that, but I need to memorize the piece to be able to then look at them and get them, under more control. So that's still part of it. So it's a very useful exercise, but it's interesting about the thumb because my thumb's been quite sore doing this because I think it was along and I've tried to move it more horizontal, but probably a long time ago, I thought that you had to keep your thumb down, not over the top.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah, 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 yeah.
so that's in my mind as well. It's interesting you say that. That'll be helpful because I've had
Yes.
some of those problems in my piece with the D being sometimes muted, you know.
You did
So
like what Emma was experiencing. Yep.
yes, that's right.
It's very common. I think, especially if you don't use a mirror. I mean, you can't really see that your wrist is bent. Like if you're looking from
Yes,
here, you can't really, like I bend it a lot and it doesn't, I can tell that it's bent, but it's not really obvious. But then when I look
yes,
there, it's very obvious. And,
yes,
and
yeah,
most of the time that's caused by the thumb position not being quite in in the right place. So
right.
yeah, so
And
it's
so
just
the thumb should come down as well when you're playing the high piece, the high strings. Is that what happens, or are you keeping
not.
it?
I mean, you just want to maintain the wrist being straight,
Yes,
whatever it takes, basically. So what? Yeah, I think yeah. If you're playing all fingers going towards the treble string, yes, then
yeah.
I think you. But
Oh
if
yeah,
you have a
yeah,
mixed position, like some fingers are on the, bass
yeah,
and some are on the treble, like chord, like a C chord or an A chord or some, or a D chord even. We've got. So I still keep my thumb there because if I keep my thumb halfway, you can see what starts to
yeah.
happen. The wrist
Oh
bends and
yeah, yeah.
the fingers get straightened out. And so I'm in a weaker
Yes.
position. When you're in a weaker position, you have to squeeze more. So you're using more,
Ah,
and you're using more of that usually as
okay.
well. And that's
Yeah,
probably where it's
that's where the
getting
soreness is.
sore.
Yeah,
Yeah. I used to get that
yeah,
too. It used to be very debilitating. I would,
yeah.
perform a concert and that would if that gets tired, your whole hand starts to, just
Yes.
hard to play. So I had to really think about, well, what can I do, and I found, yeah, if you get the position right, you can keep this soft, right? If this is
Right.
hardened, like if it's if it's hard, then
Yep.
it's tense, and that's you can't maintain endurance for very long. If you can keep this soft and relaxed,
Yep.
then you've got like no limit. You can play a long time because
I
you're
think I
just
knocked
moving
that
your
about.
hands like. Yeah, go on.
Yes, I think I knocked that about with the nocturne because there's a lot of pressure in the first position in that one.
Okay.
So I think, and I started to wonder about my wrist position being too bent, but you want it in about like that, fairly
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of just seeing it in a video or mirror. It's fairly intuitive.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
just kind of tell, oh, that's out of alignment. It's too bent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can tell when it's straight. So straight. That's the getting that position optimized is really important. Has a lot to do with thumb, and then
Yeah.
keeping the fingers curled. That will help your fingers stay curled actually when you do that.
Right. Yeah.
And then softening this part, keeping that soft. It's a
Yeah.
very inactive, how do I call it, what do you call it, um, passive. It's very passive.
Passive.
This doesn't
Yeah.
need to be super, only at certain times, like if you do a like a full bar, or even if I'm
Yeah.
barring, I still want to keep that fairly soft. I don't want that to tense up a lot with a bar chord. But there are certain chords where, like a half bar, I think it's no, still you can still keep it. Like if you see my thumb when I'm playing, right? I'm trying to keep. I don't know what the best way to show you. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep that. You can tell when it tenses up, you'll see it do that, right?
Right. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
see that in your thumb, it's usually a sign that
Big sense.
it's pressing like that. But if you see
Right.
your thumb
Yeah.
like that, it's a sign that you're letting your fingers fall. So I can do a bar chord and see my thumb still. It's because
Ah, okay.
I'm letting the gravity and weight fret the
Yes.
strings instead of pushing like that. Okay?
And you seem to be further down on your thumb as well, rather than at the tip. It seems to be on there, which is
Well,
yeah.
I'm like over up here a bit more, yeah. So not in the middle.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if I'm in the middle, but with a relaxed thumb, I'm bending the wrist a bit much. I can't. It's not as strong. My position is not as strong, so I
Right.
have to
Yeah.
press harder. But if I get that
Yes.
positioning right, you're getting, I don't know, a bit out of my with physics and stuff. Maybe it's leverage or something. I don't know, gravity, I don't know what it is, but you're getting a in a position where you don't need to try as hard to
Yes.
get the notes to ring clearly. So, but when I do this, I can feel my guitar. There's weight. I can actually feel my guitar pressing into me because I'm putting weight down with my arm and my hand.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of weight, but it's coming from it's coming from my arm, not from here. I'm not playing from here too much. I'm trying to play more from here, and that's where the endurance comes. Because we got way more power in our arm, our shoulder, right, than we do in our fingers. So if we can access that power,
yes,
right.
And some of it is, I think I've been trying to concentrate and keep my elbow down as well, which I think that was a little while ago. I have troubles. I've been trying to keep the elbow close.
Yeah,
This
that
is
can
the
help
weight
keep the elbow
as well.
down as much as yes.
Yeah,
it's a more relaxed position and less tension. There should be your arm should be relaxed, completely relaxed, but you can still access the weight of the arm without it tensing up. So yeah, no thumb there, right? So fret a chord. I used to practice entire.
Oh, with no thumb. Wow. Okay.
Right, and it just shows you it's doable, right? It is possible to play with almost there were some bits there where it's very hard because it's actually more the scale bits because the thumb is like a stabilizer. When you're holding a chord down though, you don't need so much stability from the thumb because you're just holding a chord down.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I feel like I'm reworking my whole posture of my hand. I'm trying to get that tied up because that nocturne was hard to get through without cramping and going numb as well. So that was an issue.
Wow.
So
I think these types of things will really help with that, and these types of exercises, they're a good training ground for that. So.
Thank you. Yeah, that's helpful.
Good, great stuff, guys. Well, and look, if you do all 14 of them, you're gonna get a very good workout. So, not that you have to, but there are 14 of them there. So, eventually you'll get to that point where you can play all 14 and it's a breeze and it's just a warm up, and it's just a way to maintain what you've obtained in your technique and all of the things you've worked on, positioning and sound and tone and everything. So there, that's kind of the first part of the method book, and that you can create a great routine. I'll list it out and should say page numbers, this exercise, that kind of thing. I'll list it out so you can kind of just it's like a checklist, just go through it.
And those last four, I sneak into G major and then introduce your pinky playing the sharps there as well. So that's really quite good.
F sharp, they're good, yeah.
With the 3 on the D. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a scale there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
You're getting that. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, nice. Okay, so let's take a peek at the next section. So there's a table of harmonics here, and then we have, what do we have here? 5, 4, wow, 12, 7. Oh, I see. Okay, so you read it like this: 9 or 4, and then 3. I see. Is that a B? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Interesting. So we're going to read it. What you want to do is read this. These are called the natural harmonics. So a harmonic is created when you touch the halfway point of a string. So the first halfway point of a string from here to here is at the 12th fret, oops, there. That's the first halfway point. Then if we do a halfway point from here to there, that's the 7th fret approximately. The 5th fret is another one. They're all halfway points from something to something, right? And then the 4th fret and the 9th fret are the same. So those numbers are really important. 12, 7, 5, 4, and 9. That's all you see here, right? 12, 7, 5, 4, and 9. And 3. Oh wow, 3's a unusual one. It's an extreme. They don't come out super clear. But there is one piece. If you guys listen to the live concert I did, there's one piece towards the end where there's harmonics on the 3rd. Doing that on the 3rd fret. So, but yeah. So you want to read this way for each string, and what it's telling you there. You notice they're all the same numbers, right? 12, 7, 5, 4, 9, 3. But what it's showing you is what notes you're playing as well. So when you play the 12th fret of the 6th string, you're playing an E. When you play the 7th fret of the 6th string, you're playing a B. When you play the 5th fret of the 6th string, you're playing an E, and so on. 4th and 9th fret of the harmonics on the 6th string, that's a G sharp. So you can go across and you go 12, 7, 5, 4, 3. 12, 7, 5, 4, 3. Pretty cool, huh? And then you can do that on the 5th string. 4th string. Same numbers, right? 2nd string and 1st string. Right? Pretty cool effect. So I would encourage, why don't we give it a go? How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 strings. Each person could give a go on one string doing that. So you play a harmonic. So to play a harmonic, in case you haven't done this before, you lightly touch the fret, very lightly touch it, and then it usually helps to we break the rules a bit here. It usually helps to straighten the finger because you increase the surface area a little bit when you do that. You're getting more finger on the string. If you use your tip, see it's a bit thuddy, but if you use the flat part of your finger, you get a fuller harmonic. So 12, 7, 5, 3, 4, 3. What does that sound like, by the way? What does it sound like? You realize? It's one of the beautiful things about music. The major chord is actually is part of, it's part of it's called the harmonic series. So if you've ever heard the term harmonic series, you have each note you play has a fundamental pitch, and then it's got a series of overtones. They're called the harmonic series. And the word harmonics is, it's no coincidence we call these harmonics, because they are showing us the harmonic series. It's a natural phenomenon. We didn't create that. It's a part of nature. You could say, God created it that way. Another way to think about it. So he put order into music, and that's why the major chord is it's such a foundation to music. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But let's give it a go. So who would like to try it on the 5th string? So 12th fret, 7th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. Deb?
Okay, so just on the 6th string, on the 5th.
How about the 5th string? Yeah, so harmonics on the 12th, 7th, 5th, 4th, 3rd frets.
Okay.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, great job. Everyone sparkled out really nicely there.
I'm surprised the third fret sparkle because quite often that goes so dead and
Yeah,
thudding
it
sounding.
is a bit easier on the bass strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, the treble strings are harder. So to get clear,
They're pretty harsh too, aren't
they're a bit, yeah.
they?
Thanks, Deb. Beautifully done. Who'd like to try the fourth string? I guess Melanie and Isabel. What are we going to do? You guys don't have harmonics, so on the piano, it's not something you can do. Larry?
I go the fourth. Yeah, I go the fourth. Not sure about that third one.
Try that. Try that one more time. Yes. So 12 sounds good. Yep. Seven's good. 5, 4. Well, don't forget the fourth one. Fourth fret first. So
Oh,
fourth fret
fourth,
up.
fourth fret.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep.
Or the ninth. They're the same. There you go. There you got a bit. Yeah. Maybe it might help to flatten your finger a little bit more.
Okay.
Please, Larry. Yeah. And the strange thing about some harmonics is that they are not exactly over the fret. So the third fret harmonic is a bit behind the fret, I think. Or maybe no, a bit ahead of the fret. Yeah,
There it is.
yeah,
There,
there it is.
yes.
There it is. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
finicky
That's tricky. It's
little
not
things. These
quiet.
harmonics, right? You got to get them
Yes.
right on the spot. Um,
That's it.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
again,
four.
in the concert that I played, I think I did this kind of harmonic, which it's almost like cross your fingers and hope you get it because I don't know exactly where that is, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so it's kind of the same. You've got to be very precise. Yeah, that was good. But if I'm again millimeters, we're
Yeah.
talking millimeters away, it's
Yeah.
not not quite as
Okay.
clear. But that's great, Larry. Good job. Emma.
Okay.
You want to try the sixth string? I think it's a bit easier to do on the sixth string, please.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
doing the 12th, 7th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd
Yep,
fret?
that's right. Hang on, I think you went to 9. So 12, 7, 12, and then 7. Yeah. Good. Flatten.
Yeah,
That was good. Flatten the finger a little might help a little more, but that was good. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Very good. Now, Isabel and Melanie, you guys play the violin? Is that right? I think it's something you can do on the violin. I don't know what. You don't have frets, so I don't know. I don't know how it works. But I know it'll be a similar concept. You find the halfway points, and you'll be able to create harmonics. But I don't know how it happens exactly.
It's
practically.
basically the same idea. It's just not, you just don't have frets. I mean, we still have strings on it, but it's basically the same idea. The way you
Similar
get the note.
concept. But you can still bow it, so you can hold a harmonic and bow it. Is that right? You want to show us? Can you show us? This is great. We get to learn how how things work on other instruments.
Hold on, I need the shoulder rest. What notes are we trying to hit? Like, is there specific notes we're trying to hit, or is it just like
Just the natural harmonics of a string. So if you've got how's a violin tuned again?
in fifths, the
In
string?
fifths. G, C, F,
G, D, A, E.
G, D,
A, E.
A, E. So you got a G. We have a G. We have a D string as well. And we have an E string as well. So you could choose whatever one's easiest. Show us these harmonics.
Are you trying to go halfway between the string? I mean, halfway.
Find the halfway point. Yeah, I don't know where that is on a violin though. So it's like pure experimentation here. Like
That would be a no. No, you're halfway to the string. So it'd be like.
I'm guessing you'd have to just lightly touch the string too. You're not going to actually put the pressure down. Yeah, I think that's.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, yeah. We can hear it really well, really clearly.
Wouldn't be.
You should if you find the halfway point, it should be an octave. Do you know what you can do? Can you play if you play on the D string, for example, and you play an octave D, you know what I mean? Like this is a D on the guitar, this is a D, an octave higher. If you can find that note and then create the harmonic on that.
Yeah, so it would
Where's
be,
the next D?
this would be
Yeah, look, you got all the positions, huh? That's it. So it should sound like a D still, I think. Maybe fret the note first. Let's hear a D. I don't know how out of position, how high of a position this is for you or anything, but can we hear a D first? So it should sound like that. Yeah, now can you play that up an octave on the same string?
Yeah, you can. I just.
Is it very high? Yeah. No, that's about an E. So you got to go down. You got to go flatten it a bit. Now sharpen it a bit. That's it. Now press that very lightly. That point very lightly. Is that a harmonic? Is that a harmonic? You're pressing it very light. I can't tell.
It doesn't. I think it doesn't change it. What? Huh?
It should, I think.
I think it works differently on the violin. I don't think it changes the note, the sound. Like it's not such a contrasting effect like on the guitar.
Yeah,
That's
it
my
doesn't.
knowledge of it.
Well, no. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't change as much. How much you press the string down, it doesn't like change it very much.
I think.
Yeah, you shouldn't be pressing the string down at all. Just place the finger on the string. No pressure. And that if you're in the right spot, it should create a note. But if you did that same thing elsewhere on the violin, it'll just sound dead, right? It'll sound like, yeah.
So.
So I think. I don't know.
So that could be a harmonic right there.
Yeah, 'cause the other.
Notes rather than
Yeah.
playing with the bow.
Huh?
What was that, Deb?
I was just saying, could you try plucking the note rather than just playing with the
You
bow?
could.
Sort of
You
find-
could. That's a good idea. Because then
see
it
if
would
you do.
probably be similar to.
Because it's just touching the string and lifting your finger off quickly, whereas
Yeah.
the bow is still on it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it is right
There
there.
it is.
'cause everywhere-
That's it.
Yeah, everywhere
That's it. Good idea, Deb. Good thinking. There you go. So you could practice them that way. That's like the equivalent of excuse me. That's the equivalent of our 12th fret. Interesting. It's quite close to the body of the violin, right? It's quite close to this where the body meets the fretboard, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because that's how we identify the 12th fret. It's very identifiable because it's the fret that lines up with the body here. So you could use a similar yeah. Cool. Wow, that was awesome. That was it's that one of those strings. I think it was Pythagoras, back in ancient Greek times, who figured out a lot about music by what we're doing right now, dividing strings in halves and halves and halves, and you get these ratios and they create, funnily enough, they create a major chord right when you do that. Oop.
Daniel, I got a question.
Yeah.
Just on the notation. So, say
Yeah.
the 12th, on the 12th, sixth string, the 12th is an E,
Yeah.
the 7th is a B, which
Yeah.
matches,
Yeah.
and then the 4th, yes. So my question relates to the 5th one. The 5th says it's an E, but the 5th is an A.
No,
Like
but when you play it as a harmonic, it's an E.
it's an E, is
Yeah.
it? That's wow.
One of the
There's something
weird-
odd about that because
That's
the others
something
match
odd.
the notes.
That's
Yeah.
right. They don't match. I think it's the same with the third fret. The third fret is a G if we
Yeah.
fret it, but if we play a harmonic, it's a totally different note.
It's a B, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
B.
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Yes.
It must
Yeah.
be to do with the split harmonics.
It's
I
to
think.
do with with those ratios again. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halfway points. Yep. All right. Cool. So there we go. So we let's form a routine. Let's get these finger independence exercises going. And now harmonics. That's a good exercise. Just right there. You can just practice 12, 7, 5, 4, 3. And then next time we'll look at the ligados and the slides. So we'll move on to the next topic next time, I reckon. I think this should be a bit light for us for this week, except that you can form a routine from all the other material. So there's plenty there. But otherwise, yeah, keep up the great work. It was, really fun. Thanks for sharing, everyone. I'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Daniel. All the
Thank
best.
you.
See you guys. See you, Deb.
Bye-bye. See you
See you
later.
later, Larry.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.